So not really a UFC post, but UFC related, because the UFC's former heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou is going into the PFL against Renan Ferreira. And I have to say, I was glazing Francis Ngannou during that Anthony Joshua fight, rightfully so. When I saw him box Tyson Fury and get a knockdown against the greatest boxer of all time in our current generation, best heavyweight. Who wouldn't want to glaze that? Okay? But then Anthony Joshua comes in, who I didn't know anything about boxing, but it was a completely different league, and Francis Ngannou gets KO'd bad. Worst we've ever seen Francis Ngannou get KO'd like that. However, knowing that he's touchable, though, adds a different layer. He is going into the PFL, and I know it's a similar sport, but it's a different league. If you go by PFL standards, Kayla Harris was PFL for a long time, and now she's going into the UFC, and she's looking pretty invincible for the most part. Now, she does look invincible in some aspects, but I don't think getting the title is going to be a problem for Kayla Harrison. So it kind of shows you the caliber that we're going in. And Renan Ferreira, he has had some really good knockouts. He is a scary dude. He's athletic. He just kind of seems like a Cyril Gane style, just a little bit more diverse. Like, he probably has ground game too, because he's I think he's Brazilian. But if Francis Ngannou sleeps on Renan in any way, shape, or form, I don't think we're in for a good time to be a Francis Ngannou fan. That's all I'm saying is Francis Ngannou cannot sleep on Renan Ferreira. No joke. Because if he gets cocky, which he's known to get cocky in the past, because when you have that power punch status, you can get it in, right? But if he doesn't, if he sleeps on him, he's going to give Dana White a lot of the reasons to celebrate. Ever since that feud with Dana White, Dana White's going to be watching this from the corner of his eyes while, he just wants to see the guy who outdid him at his own game, fail. I could see Dana White doing that. I remember when Dana White, he obviously had something to say with Anthony Joshua. If Francis Ngannou goes into his own sport again and then loses to a guy from a different league, Dana's going to be laughing, So there is a lot of pressure with Francis on this one, which probably adds another layer. But this is why, honestly, I feel like in an odd sense, even though the odds probably don't say it, this is Francis Ngannou's underdog comeback. And I'm going to be watching this one with great things, because I love seeing Francis Ngannou succeed when Dana White's rooting against him, But that's what I got to say. Francis Ngannou, you have to win this fight. You beat Dana White, and now Dana's watching all your spots with a close eye. And I could tell that, Dana's presence is definitely going to, in my opinion, be in the PFL. His presence is going to be very felt tonight. Because he's watching Francis and he's hoping Francis bites the dust. But if Francis doesn't sleep on Renan at all, I think that he's going to give Dana White another reason to give that look, like the same look Dana gave when he put that belt on during the Cyril Gane fight. But that's what I got to say. Let's go.